And joined by Vikram here at Noble Farms. So excited to be here. Their season opener starts tomorrow. Very excited news. Tell us a little bit about y'all's farm.
So we're a small pick-your-own peach operation. So we have about 4.5 acres of peaches here. I don't know, hundreds of trees. I lose count, 400 something. And it's just a fun place where people can come out and pick peaches, spend time with their family, enjoy being outside. And we've actually had great weather lately. So it's a perfect season for it.
So tell us a little bit about the peaches, what you have, how it all works.
So we have 3 varieties of peaches, Rangers, Red Globe, and Hail Haven. Right now the Rangers are mostly the ones that are ready, and that's what's back here behind me. And essentially people come out and we'll give you some instructions, a cart, a box, you know, whatever you kind of need to go pick peaches, and kind of let you loose. And it's a great opportunity just to kind of walk around, spend time with your family, teach your kids about, you know, where food comes from. That's kind of a big deal to us. We're very involved as much as we can be in the local food industry, and we think it's really important that people know that, you know, peaches don't just come from the grocery store, they come from a tree and from a farmer and all that. So our peaches are $2 a pound, and when you come out here, if you've never picked a peach before, don't worry, we'll go through the whole thing with you. We'll tell you like what to look for, what not to look for, how to know if they're ripe or when they'll be ripe, and all that kind of stuff. Pretty much everything you need to know.
So obviously tomorrow's y'all's big grand opening. When will y'all be open? When can people come out here and enjoy this?
So we'll be open from about 9 to 4 tomorrow, and then on Sunday from 2 to 6. And you know, in general, we'll be here the whole time, but sometimes if we're super busy, we'll kind of get picked through. And so just watch our social media. We're Noble Farms on Facebook, and you know, we kind of try to keep everyone up to date on what's going on. But yeah, we'll be open at 9. We'll be here till about 4.
And so I know obviously they kind of range for when they're ripe, things like that. So when kind of does each one do it? So maybe if they're wanting a certain kind of peach.
Sure. So we right now actually have some ripe fruit in the whole orchard, but most of it's Rangers. So they'll run about a week or two, and then probably by the end of the month, the other 2 varieties, Red Globe and Hail Haven, will also be ready. And so, you know, there's not a bad time to come out, but if you're waiting for some of those different ones, you know, next weekend, we may have a little bit more of the other varieties ready, but there is some of everything right now.
I don't know a lot about peaches. You're definitely the pro here. So tell us what the difference of these peaches are and how they kind of know which ones are ripe, what to look for.
Sure. So if we look behind us, we've got quite a few ready on this tree. Now this one's got a little bird damage on it. And the one thing I will say is that because they're field grown and we don't really spray anything out here, we try to keep it as low input and low chemical as possible. You'll see some spots and some different things on peaches. They taste fine. It's all cosmetic. But you want one that has good color on it, that's pretty uniformly red or yellow depending on the variety. Most of ours that we have out here will tend to turn red when they're ripe. We've got a couple of different kinds of peaches. So Rangers are what we call a semi-cling. So when you eat them or cut them open, some of that flesh will kind of stay on the pit. So people tend to use those for more like eating fresh and those kinds of things, grilling, whatever. The other 2 are freestone, which means that the seed just comes completely out. And you can eat those fresh, they're really great, but they tend to be a little bit sweeter. So a lot of people use them for baking or canning or making jam or different, you know, peach products out of them.
That's super awesome. I wouldn't have thought about any of that. If someone's maybe new to the peaches, y'all have kind of some ideas, recipe things for people after they pick them to kind of help them out?
Yeah, you know, you can't go wrong. So I've tried to make jam. That is not my thing. I am not good at that. But there's a lot of great people around here that can teach you to do that know how to do it. So peach jam is, you know, one of the best things. I love peach pie and peach cobbler, and there's some really easy cobbler recipes out there that, you know, you need like 3 ingredients, like a box of white cake or yellow cake and peaches, and that's pretty much it. So we tend to share a lot of recipes and a lot of things you can do with the fruit other than just eat them on our Facebook page.
Awesome. So it sounds like everything we need to know is on our Facebook page. Talk about how we pick it. How do we do this? Because it's kind of fun to bring the kids out here and do this and learn, because you can't find that everywhere.
No, for sure. So there's a couple of different ways. We have some tools that you can use to pick them from some of the taller trees. It's like a little basket on a stick, and those work pretty well. But essentially, you just find one that is, you know, starting to feel a little bit softer, and then essentially you just twist it, and it comes right off the tree. And so it's not hard to pick. You know, you can tell pretty easily if they're ripe or not based on how firm they are, even if they are you know, showing a lot of color, if they're red or whatever. Sometimes if they're still like, you know, if they feel like a baseball, they're probably not ripe yet. So you want them to be a little bit squishy, and then at that point they'll keep on the counter for, 3-4 days. If you want them to last longer, you'll want to pick them a little bit more firm so they can, have a little bit longer of a shelf life.
Awesome. I love that so much. Talk about your location, where you are for people that want to come out here.
So we're at 8009 County Road 6830, which is 40th Street that runs out.